Even if you're growing and he decides not to grow, then that relationship is going to be flip flop. Plus, it's not ordained by God. So that, let me just get that out there. I just was
Yeah.
trying to because I want to hunch. I scripture say it's better to marry than to burn. I'm just being honest. I wanted to be at a hunch
No,
and
I
not
get
feel
it.
guilty and all that kind of stuff. Because when you're single, you have moments. It's throbbing. It's so I'm just saying. And so
Yeah, I feel
what
you.
people tell you to go take a cold shower, that mess don't work. It's just,
Yeah, no,
and then there's a whole
no.
nother topic I don't even want to get into because I had this at one of our conferences. What do you do to take care of yourself?
Uh-huh. I
A
know what
lot
you
of
mean.
you can be about the Father's business if you have family, if you have a church home. There's so many things as Christian singles that you can get involved in to help, and it keeps your mind off of things. And then to be around other like-minded singles that can take you into a place where that's not in the forefront of your mind.
Right.
So for me now, it's been years since I've been divorced, but I had to become whole. I had to be healed. And
Right.
that decision is an individual decision. There's no set
Yeah, I
amount
agree.
of 3 months, 6 months. I personally think is whenever you're healed and you're ready to move.
100%. And that's what I was going to say. It's like it's not so much for me about time because you could have 3 years, but if you're out like hooking up the whole time and not healing, that's that's no good at all. That's not that didn't do anything for you. But if you're like, praying, going to therapy, really examining yourself, seeing what are your boundaries, who knows, man? A couple of months, half a year. There's no set time. It's person to person,
Right.
and But I think what's really important, and this is something like I said, I didn't do until my second divorce, is you got to start thinking about, okay, what is the things that I need in a relationship, and what are the things that I'm kind of like messing up on, like I didn't really realize how sensitive I was and how afraid I was of rejection and being alone until I
On all of us.
yeah, it's scary. I mean, like if somebody doesn't talk to me, for example, like they give me like the cold treatment, that
Hmm.
sends me into like fear, like, and I start panicking and I start behaving impulsively
Yeah.
because yeah, I get nervous because I just I think we all to some level struggle with the fact that, like, are we good enough? How do I compare to this other person? There's people better looking than me, people with more money than me, people that are smarter than me. And whenever the person that you care about is kind of like shutting you out, then me personally, I start going to those dark places of like they're going to leave. They're getting tired of me. They're getting bored. They're getting bored with me. I talk too much. I'm not as good looking and all this stuff. And
That
through
is.
therapy, huh?
Mhm. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I was gonna say
Everyone.
through therapy, I've learned to deal with those thoughts, and just really quiet them. But I think it's just important that you really examine yourself and what you need from a partner. If you need somebody, what are you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that's yeah. It's just you need to examine yourself and see what you need, and you'll know when you're ready.
And it's all about perspective.
Right.
Sometimes you get involved in work, you get involved in things where you really don't have that time. Now, if a person strikes your interest enough, you'll make the time, you'll
Yeah.
prioritize. But when you say that I'm not good looking enough, I'm not this enough, I'm not, man, I used to feel that way out. Everybody ain't gonna like you.
Right.
Everybody's not gonna feel the same way. Beauty, that saying, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Some people like certain things, certain styles, what they like. So it's not about, it's what I want, and to make sure that I click with that person to get what I need from
Right.
them. And so if I'm not worried about what they think about me, because after a few sentences, you'll know if that person. Well, for me now, since I've been divorced for so long, I've become. I pray for discernment. So when I meet
Yeah.
people, God show me their spirit. That's in friendships. That's in when guys try to come at you. It's, I don't even want to go into that, but it's like one of those things that
It's rough for you, TT.
it's it's not rough, but it's like I don't even have a chance to. like I met a guy at the airport
Mm-hmm.
months back, and he started talking, and we had a lot in common. We're both vegans. He's growing a garden, and I was telling him that I want to grow one. He was showing me pictures of his garden. We just sat there because we were waiting on our flight. So
Yeah.
we talked and everything. We even exchanged numbers. But during the conversation, when he was talking about his ex-wife and his children, he struck me as very controlling.
Mm.
I could just pick all of that up. And he addressed some things indirectly that let me know we're on two different pages as far as our relationship with the Lord.